Very good morning. Welcome back. Hope you are all fine and doing well. And at the same time, I feel that you have gone through the earlier class, whatever we have discussed regarding the concepts of capacity. So while dealing with the concept of capacity, the last class we have dealt with the effect of dielectric materials over the capacity of a capacitor. And in that especially we dealt with two different cases, keeping dielectric material medium between the plates of isolated charged capacitor or between the plates of capacitor which is remained attached to the battery. Two different cases we were handling. And in every case we have seen how the electric field intensity between the plates is going to change and how the potential difference between the plates is going to affect everything, including the energy stored in the capacitor, everything we have done. But the two key points are, when you are keeping dielectric material between the plates of capacitor, on keeping the battery attached to the capacitor, then the potential difference on the plates remains constant even after keeping dielectric material. If the dielectric material is placed between the plates of isolated charged capacitor, means after charging capacitor we have disconnected battery, we call it as isolated charged capacitor, then the charge on the plates of capacitor remains same since further charge cannot be provided by the battery as battery is disconnected. It is isolated charged capacitor, so the charge on the plates remains constant even after placing dielectric material medium. At the same time, in both the situations, the capacity will be increased by K times, C dash becomes K into C on keeping dielectric material between the plates of capacitor. With these 2 points, we move ahead with other physical quantities regarding capacitors. So in the situation, just to give you more clarity, I have written here 2 different numerical applications connecting with those points. So once you write down these 2 questions in your notes, so that I will explain even the solution of this, so that in practice if such questions are coming, you feel more comfortable. You can see the first question here. A parallel plate capacitor has a capacity of 2 microfarad. It's a 2 microfarad capacitor. A dielectric slab with K equal to 5 is placed between the plates and then charged to 100 volts. On keeping dielectric material medium, it is charged to 100 volt. You know, when you have kept dielectric material medium, C 2 microfarad becomes K into C, and it is charged to 100 volt on keeping dielectric material medium. So you can calculate Q is equal to CV. What is the charge developed? Now it is isolated. Later after charging it is isolated. Then what is the new potential difference if the dielectric slab is removed? On isolating, dielectric slab is removed. Then potential difference is going to vary. And at the same time, how much work to be done to remove the dielectric slab? Work done to remove the dielectric slab is nothing but the difference in the energy stored in the capacitor with the dielectric, without a dielectric. The difference in the energy stored will be the work done, the energy utilized in that process. And at the same time, another question it is, a parallel plate capacitor is maintained at some potential difference. But when a 3 mm dielectric slab is introduced between the plates, dielectric material is introduced, then the potential difference is going to vary. But in order to maintain the potential difference, the distance between the plates has been increased by some 2.4 mm. Then find the dielectric constant of the slab. So these 2 questions we are going to discuss. So once keep the video in pause and you write down these 2 questions. Okay, we will discuss these 2 solutions. Write down. See the solution of this question here. There is a capacitor whose capacity is 2 microfarad. It is not yet charged. Now here, a dielectric material is placed between the plates of capacitor. A dielectric material with the dielectric constant K equal to 5 is introduced between the plates. Now, whenever this is filled with the dielectric material with K equal to 5. Now it's a capacity C dash, this is C. Here C dash becomes 5 into K into C. This is equal to 5 to 10 microfarad. But at the same time, it is charged to 100 volt potential difference, means it is connected to a battery, so that here it is positively charged one and here it is a negatively charged one, and the potential difference between them is 100 volt. Now it's a charged capacitor. So charged capacitor like this, on connecting to a battery, Just for some time I have written the data within the box, you write separately. Okay, so here it is charged to some potential difference 100 volt. Then immediately I can calculate the charge that develops on the capacitor here. Q is equal to C into V, 10 microfarad into 100 volt. So here very interesting thing here it is, the charge will be in terms of coulombs, but here it is microfarad, 10 power minus 6 is there. So 10 into 10 power 2, 10 power 3 into 10 power minus 6, it will be 10 power minus 3 coulombs. I have done calculation little directly so that you can understand. Okay, so this is the charge developed on the capacitors when it is charged to 100 volt potential difference. Now this is isolated. This one is isolated. Now look at this. This is a capacitor keeping the dielectric material medium, but it is now isolated. Here it is, charge remains Q itself. Charge remains the same as Q only, because when the battery is disconnected, charge remains the same. But the potential difference between them is going to change. How it is going to change? Yes, here whenever you are expecting the charge remains same, you are expecting the battery is disconnected, you need to calculate the new potential difference V dash is equal to how much? But here the point it is, how much charge is there? 10 power minus 3 coulombs charge is there. 10 power minus 3 coulombs. Now you learned whenever here dielectric material medium is placed with K is equal to 5, its capacity is C dash equal to 10 microfarad, and here the charge is 10 power minus 3 coulombs, which remains same, and you have to calculate the potential difference V is equal to Q by C. This means here it is between the place and is charged to 100 volt and then isolated. What is the new potential difference if the dielectric slab is removed? Fine, he is asking to calculate the new potential difference on removing the dielectric slab, not with the dielectric slab. With the dielectric slab means we get 100 volt itself. Once see this line, here a dielectric slab with K is equal to 5 is introduced between the plates, charged to 100 volt and then isolated. Yes, isolated. What is the new potential difference if dielectric slab is removed? After isolating, it is isolated with the charge Q, it is isolated, charge remains the same, and the dielectric material is removed. Dielectric material removed means its capacity remains 2 microfarad. Now he is asking to calculate the potential difference V dash is equal to Q by C. Q is equal to 10 power minus 3 coulombs, which remains same here since battery disconnected, and C equal to 2 microfarad means 2 into 10 power minus 6 farad. So your answer will be in terms of volt, which is 1 by 2 into 10 power minus 3, here 10 power minus 6, so it is 10 power 3 volt. 10 power 3, 1000 by 2, it is equal to 500 volt. So when the capacitor is isolated, disconnected with battery, and dielectric material is removed, this point. What is the new potential difference if the dielectric slab is removed after isolating, it is a charge to 100 volt, then isolated. What is new potential difference if dielectric slab is removed? So this is 100 volt answer, the second bit. Now the last one, how much work to be done to remove it? So in this process, how much work is done? Here calculate energy stored in the capacitor U is equal to half CV square. C equal to 10 microfarad, V is equal to 100 volt. With that, calculate the energy stored in the capacitor in this situation. Or else you can apply even VQ by 2. V 100 volt into Q 10 power minus 3 by 2. You will get energy stored in this situation. Calculate energy stored in this situation. VQ by 2. V 500 volt into Q 10 power minus 3 coulombs only by 2. Then calculate the difference in the energy stored in the capacitor, which gives the work done. Hope you do the calculation. I am not doing. Calculate energy in this case, V into Q by 2. Calculate energy in this case, V into Q by 2. Of course, Q remains here as 10 power minus 3 coulombs itself, since battery is a disconnect. So this is how the numerical applications can be done on this one. And we discuss one more question. And don't forget to calculate the work done, which is equal to the difference in the energy levels in these two situations. Don't forget and don't discontinue the solution. Note down this. Yes. Now see the second one. I think you have written already in the notes. There is a parallel plate capacitor which is maintained at some potential difference. Here there is a parallel plate capacitor. It is at some potential difference, means it is already a charged capacitor. That's why there will be some potential difference between the plates of capacitor. Let me take it as V. And the charge on the plates is Q on each plate. Now a dielectric slab is introduced between the plates. So here you are introducing a dielectric material in between the plates in this way. So whenever a dielectric material is placed between the plates of capacitor, which is isolated, not connected to battery, charge remains same, but the potential difference is going to change. Of course, the dielectric constant is K, let us suppose. Now in this situation, the question is, the potential difference is going to change on keeping the dielectric slab between the plates of isolated charged capacitor. It is also charged capacitor, but it is isolated already. In that place, I am keeping dielectric material. So here potential difference is going to change. Charge remains the same. But to keep the same potential difference, the distance between the plates increased by the distance between them increased by 2.4 millimeter. Means here if the distance between the plates is D, here the distance between the plates will be D plus 2.4 millimeter. The distance between the plates has been increased to keep the same potential difference. Same potential difference means what? So I can write V dash means Q by C dash, because capacity C becomes C dash, because dielectric material is placed, is equal to, here charge is same but capacity changes, is equal to Q by C. So Q gets cancelled, means C dash equal to C. I have tried this equation. C dash equal to C. But in the question, it is given clearly the dielectric material is of thickness 3 millimeter. The data is given. Dielectric material is of thickness 3 millimeter. So that now C dash equal to C, equation can be written as C dash equal to, with dielectric material, epsilon naught into A by D minus T of 1 minus 1 by K equal to epsilon naught into A by D. Without dielectric material, with the dielectric material whose thickness given 3 millimeter, distance between the plates is D plus 2.4 millimeter. Then epsilon naught into A gets cancelled. So D minus T of 1 minus 1 by K equal to D itself. Now D gets cancelled. So T of 1 minus 1 by K epsilon naught into a by d minus t of 1 minus 1 by k equal to epsilon naught into a by d. That's okay. Now epsilon naught k gets cancelled. So one thing what you need to identify here, here distance between the plates d, but here distance between the plates is d dash. So don't cancel d and d dash. D dash means what I can write, d plus 2.4 millimeters should be written as 2.4 meters 10 power minus 3 millimeters. So d dash can be written as a d plus 2.4 millimeter minus t of 1 minus 1 by k equal to d. Now cancel d on both sides. Now you cancel. So that I can write here finally t of 1 minus 1 by k equal to 2.4 into 10 power minus 3 meters. Here thickness. This thickness can be, I am replacing directly. This thickness can be replaced with 3 into 10 power minus 3 meters, because 3 millimeters will be written as 3 into 10 power minus 3 meters. This 10 power minus 3, 10 power minus 3 will cancel. So 3 of 1 minus 1 by k equal to 2.4. So 1 minus 1 by k equal to 0.8. That is 1 by k equal to 1 minus 0.8 equal to 0.2. That is k equal to 1 by 0.2, which is equal to 5. So the dielectric constant is 5. Here you don't do mistake. D dash is not equal to d, because the distance between the plates increased by 2.4 millimeter. Millimeter means 10 power minus 3 meters. So this is the solution for second question. So these are the two different examples on the earlier content which deals with effect of dielectrics over the capacity. So the next topic that we are going to discuss here it is combination of capacitors. Yes, let us see. First you write down this. Our topic is now about combination of capacitors. To say simply in a clear way, in optics you have learnt about a combination of lenses. When two or more lenses that you have kept together, so that we have calculated the equivalent focal length, and we have discussed about an equivalent lens. Hope you remember. Means those 2 or 3 or 4 lenses can be removed and can be replaced with only one, which is an equivalent lens, and focal length is equivalent to focal length. Similarly, when there are 2 or more capacitors in an electric circuit combined together, then their combination can be replaced with a unique capacitor whose capacity known as equivalent capacity or effective capacity or resultant capacity. But to deal with this equivalent capacity or effective capacity, we need to discuss the different types of combinations usually we come. Here, while dealing with the combination of capacitors, we can connect the capacitors in two different ways. One is series combination of capacitors and the other it is parallel combination of capacitors. Two or more capacitors can be connected in two different ways, either in series combination or in parallel combination. So let us discuss first series combination of capacitors. What is the heading here? Series combination of capacitors. What you need to write clearly. Series combination of capacitors. So when do I can say two or more capacitors are connected in series? Yes, coming to the point. Let us take a capacitor whose capacity is C1, not a charger, and another capacitor whose capacity is C2, of course not a charger, and another capacitor whose capacity is C3. So I have taken three capacitors of different capacitors, but the way how I am connecting them it is end-to-end connection, means the second terminal of the first capacitor given to the first terminal of the second capacitor, the second terminal of the second capacitor given to the first terminal of the third capacitor, and so on. Second terminal of the first capacitor given to the first terminal of second capacitor. Second terminal of second capacitor given to the first terminal of third capacitor, and so on. Second terminal of third capacitor will be given to first terminal of fourth capacitor. And this combination will be given to an external source of charge, which is a cell or battery. Now charging. I am connecting in that way. Now I am going to charge the capacitors. So what will happen? As this plate is given to the positive terminal of battery directly, here positive charge will be developed. Q, let us suppose. Then this will induce negative charge Q on this plate. So that this will induce plus Q on this plate, induction method. And this will induce minus Q on this plate. And this will induce plus Q on this plate. And this will induce minus Q on this plate. Have you seen? So if two or more capacitors are connected end to end in such a way, then you can observe the thing, the charge on each and every capacitor remains the same. Here the charge on each plate of C1 is Q. The charge on each plate of C2 is Q. The charge on each plate of C3 is Q. Of course, as a potential difference V is equal to Q by C, here potential difference across C1, V1 can be written as Q by C1. And the potential difference across C2 can be written as V2 is equal to Q by C2. And the potential difference across C3 can be written as Q by C3. So, potential difference across different capacitors is different. But the charge that is present on every capacitor remains the same. So, the conclusion is two or more capacitors are said to be connected in series if the charge on the plates of each capacitor remains same. Then they are said to be connected in series. In such situation, the ratio of the potential differences among all the capacitors in series, the ratio of their potential differences will be in the inverse ratio of their capacities. V1 is to V2 is to V3 equal to 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C3. When two or more capacitors are in series, the ratio of the potential differences among all the capacitors will be equal to inverse ratio of their capacities. This is what you need to understand. So this is all introduction to the combination of series, combination of capacitors. So the conclusion is, when two or more capacitors are connected end to end, so that the charge on every capacitor remains the same, they are said to be connected in series. So this is the mathematical concept. Apart from this, if you are going to talk about this potential difference V1, V2, V3, that is developed across C1, C2, C3, is all because of the potential difference across the terminals of the battery, which is V, applied potential difference. So that immediately we can write this applied potential difference V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Of course, this point can be justified further in a better way in the coming days based on Kirchhoff laws. You wait and see. This point will be justified further in a clear way using Kirchhoff laws. But for this moment, what you can understand, the applied potential difference V itself will be distributed among C1, C2, C3, so that you can write V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 is the point you can write. Now I told you during the combination 3 or more can be replaced with equivalent capacitor, I told you. So the equivalent circuit, this symbol is equivalent. So the equivalent circuit is, if this is equivalent capacity with a charge Q on it, and this is external battery which is causing some potential difference V across this. So I can write V is equal to Q by C, where C is the equivalent capacity in series combination. Look at this. If C is the equivalent capacity in series combination, then this will be equivalent circuit. These three can be replaced with equivalent capacitor, which has a charge Q on it across the potential difference V. Then V is equal to Q by C is equal to V1 Q by C1 plus V2 Q by C2 plus V3 Q by C3. So that Q gets cancelled, then 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. So the conclusion is, if two or more capacitors are connected in series combination, then the reciprocal of equivalent capacity is equal to sum of the reciprocals of individual capacitors that are connected in series. So this is the basic equation to calculate the equivalent capacity in series combination. We discuss a little more on this. Once you write down, little more mathematics connecting with this, once you note down this. So the conclusion it is, in series combination, the reciprocal of equivalent capacity is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of individual capacitors that are connected in series. We discuss a little more on this, and at the same time, one more key point in series combination: when two or more capacitors are in series combination, then the ratio of the potential differences among all the capacitors will be the inverse ratio of their capacities. No doubt. Hope you are writing. I am going to erase. Am I erasing? To write a little more mathematical conclusions, I am erasing this. Okay, now I am going to continue that. See, as 3 are there, you can write 1 by Cs equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. If 2 are there, if C1 in series with C2, hope you have understood the notation. C1, S for series with C2. Only 2 are in series. Then 1 by Cs equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. Of course, can be simplified further. 1 by Cs equal to C1, C2 LCM, then numerator C2 plus C1, so that I can write Cs equal to C1, C2 by C1 plus C2 in series combination. Direct equation for equivalent capacity. So if two capacitors are in series, the equivalent capacity is C1, C2 by C1 plus C2. Some people will think, sir, if 3 are in series, I will write Cs equal to C1, C2, C3 by 1 by C1, C2, C3 by C1 plus C2 plus C3. You should not write. This is applicable only for 2. When 3, 4, 5 are there, you better to apply this formula. When 2 are there also, the same formula, but this is simplified format. When two capacitors are in series, C1, C2 by C1 plus C2. But when 3, 4, 5 are there in series, you need to apply that. This is a little more explanation. At the same time, if you have been given, for example, 4 different metal plates. Look at this. 4 different metal plates are given to you. Then using these 4 metal plates, you can construct the combination of capacitors. You can have the combination of different capacitors using the 4 plates. Yes, let me show you. See, this is first plate, second plate, third plate and fourth plate. Let me take second plate and fourth plate given to positive terminal of the battery. Oh, 1 minute, just a minute. rather than that. Just a minute. We are talking about a series combination, so just a minute. You treat like this. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here it is the first plate, second plate, third plate and fourth plate. What you can do here is, this is given to positive terminal of the battery and this is given to negative terminal of the battery. Then what will happen? Here positive charge will be developed here. So here as a positive charge is developed here and this is given to negative terminal, so here negative charge will be developed. Apart from that, this positive charge will induce negative charge on this side and then this negative charge will induce positive charge here on the other side of the plate, partial charges. This positive will induce a negative charge, this negative will induce a positive charge. Already this is negatively charged. So you can see here, this is one capacitor, this is another capacitor and this is another capacitor. Means using 4 different plates, we can have 3 capacitors in series. Similarly, if n identical plates are given to you, you can have n minus 1 capacitors in series. This is a little more conclusion. If n identical plates are given, we can have n minus 1 capacitors combination in series in this way. Because they are going to induce the same amount of charges on each plate, so that they said to be in series combination. With n identical plates, n minus 1 capacitors in series. If 5 plates are given, 4 capacitors. As 4 plates are given, 3 capacitors. This is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3, which are in series. So these are few more conclusions with the series combination of capacitors. Yes, we do discuss a few more numerical applications on this in the next class, but let me give more little clarity even on the parallel combination of capacitors. Meanwhile, you note down this. Yeah, look at this once. Now we are dealing with parallel combination of capacitors. In this combination, 2 or more capacitors will be connected together so that same potential difference will be maintained across every capacitor. Here let me take 3 capacitors of capacity C1, C2 and C3, not yet charged. Now all these first terminals are being given to positive terminal of the battery and all these second terminals are being given to negative terminal of the battery. See here, this is C1, C2, C3. What will happen if V is the potential difference across across the terminals of battery, then across the first capacitor the potential difference remains as V because its terminals connected directly to the battery terminals. Same potential difference. Similarly, potential difference across C2 will be V. Potential difference across C3 will be V. So, when 2 or more capacitors are connected, such that the same potential difference will be maintained across every capacitor, then they said to be in parallel combination. If that is the case, charge will not be same because Q is equal to CV, you know. So even though potential difference remains same across every capacitor in parallel combination, but capacities are different, so charge Q1, Q2 and Q3. So I can write here Q1 equal to C1 into V, Q2 equal to C2 into V, Q3 equal to C3 into V. But here the total charge that is drawn from the terminal of the battery is Q, which will be distributed as Q1, Q2 and Q3 to the metal plates. So that I can write the total charge drawn from the battery Q equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Then the equivalent circuit here it is. This is equivalent capacitor in parallel combination and here is the battery. whose potential difference is V. And here the charge on the plates of capacitor is Q total. So that I can write Q is equal to Cp into V, where Cp is the equivalent capacity, V is the potential difference, Q is the total charge. Qp is equal to Cp into V equal to Q1, C1 into V plus C2 into V plus C3 into V. This is equal to Cp equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. So the conclusion it is, when two or more capacitors are connected together so that the same potential difference is maintained across every capacitor, then they are said to be in parallel combination. Next, in parallel combination, the total charge drawn from the battery will be distributed among the capacitors. Third point, and the ratio of their distributions, Q1 is to, Q2 is to, Q3 will be equal to C1 is to, C2 is to, C3, which is the direct ratio of their capacitors. In parallel combination, the total charge drawn from the battery will be distributed among the capacitors. The ratio of the charge distribution will be equal to the direct ratio of their capacities. And the last conclusion it is, in parallel combination, the equivalent capacity will be equal to the sum of the individual capacities. This is all about parallel combination of capacitors. Little more conclusions are there, once note down this. Little more conclusions are left. Hope you have kept in pause and you are writing. I am going to erase now. Apart from this, small mathematical conclusions are left for the numerical application part. Like earlier, here n identical plates are given, like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plates are given. Then you do one thing. The second plate and fourth plate give to positive terminal of battery, and the first plate and third plate give to negative terminal of the battery. So that this is completely negatively charged plate. This is completely negatively charged plate. This is completely positively charged plate. Now you can see here the potential difference across the first plate and the second plate will be V, which is potential difference across the battery. The potential difference across the second plate and the third plate is V. The potential difference across third plate and fourth plate is V. So across every capacitor, potential difference remains the same, not charge. Potential difference, because they are in parallel. Like that, how many capacitors? 1, 2, 3. You have to take a pair of plates. 1, 2, 3. So if n identical plates are taken, then we get n minus 1 capacitors in parallel. This is what you need to understand. Next, apart from this, if n identical capacitors are taken, little more conclusion. If n identical capacitors, not an identical plate, this is another example. N identical capacitors are taken, then in parallel combination, C plus C plus C plus and so on n times, it is n into C. And in series combination, 1 by Cs equal to 1 by C plus 1 by C plus 1 by C, n by C. So this is equal to C by n. So Cp is known, Cs is known. If you do Cp into Cs, Cp into Cs, you will get C square. If you do Cp by Cs, you will get n square. Means you will get a number of capacitors and you can get individual capacitors. If n identical capacitors are connected in parallel, it is N into C. If they connected in series, it is C by N. Then using these two known values, Cp into Cs will give C square, I can calculate C. Cp by Cs will give N square, I can calculate N. Where N identical capacitors, each of capacity C. This is a little bit more mathematical analysis connecting with combination of capacitors. So this is all for today's class. You have learned a few applications on effect of dielectric materials over the capacity, and the other thing it is the combination of capacitors and the formula for equivalent capacity. In parallel, Cp equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus and so on. In series, 1 by Cs equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 and so on. It's all about a parallel and series combination of capacitors. So we come across different examples in the next class connecting with the combination of capacitors. Fine? Take it.